Hey everybody, it's Mr. Walker here. Some good news for you guys. We have access now to a site, to a really cool tool called Glogster. And what Glogster is, it's basically this online site where you can go, you have an account, and you can create what are called glogs. Glogs are basically like an interactive poster that lives online. So in this poster you can add text, you can add pictures, you can add links to videos, you can add in videos. You can really customize it and you can make it something that's interactive and interesting and unique, and it has a lot of great features. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you guys the Glogster app that's on the iPad, but you can also access Glogster and access your account online going to any web browser and going to edu.glogster.com and logging in that way, and you have access to the same tools online through a web browser as you do on the app. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. And the Glogster app looks just like this. It's a little green square with a G in the middle of it. And when you open it up, the first thing it's going to ask you to do is log in. Whatever you create on the app also lives online. So if you save a glog, you have the option to save it just to the app on the iPad, or you can save it in the cloud basically, and that means that it'll be both accessible both on your iPad and online on the website. When we log into Glogster, because their username and password criteria that they have are a little bit different than the other sites that we use, unfortunately, your username and password is going to be kind of the same but kind of different. Your username is going to be the word Pasco, like our school district, and then your lunch number or your student number. That's the same number that you use to sign into Canvas, for example. So again, your login is going to be the word Pasco and then your student number. Your password is going to be the same password that you use to log into Canvas, except that it's not going to have that symbol at the end. For example, if I'm logging into Canvas and my password is bacon35 exclamation point, on Glogster it's going to be bacon35 and no exclamation point. Okay, so it's that same password except for that symbol at the end. So I'm going to log in. I have Pasco and my student number, and then I have my password, the same one as for Canvas, except that I don't have my symbol at the end. So I'm going to go ahead and log in now. Once you log in, you should get to a dashboard. The dashboard will house all the glogs that you create. So your glogs that you have created are going to be housed here. If you swipe to the left or to the right, you can choose to create a new portrait glog. That means a glog that's going to stand upright, or you can create a landscape glog that's going to go horizontally. If it's your first time logging in, it might give you this little tutorial too. So if you swipe to the left or to the right, it's going to show you some of the features that it has. Okay, so really cool stuff. And then if you hit start now, it's going to bring you to that dashboard. Right now, if you look in the top left-hand corner, right now it's only showing glogs that have saved on the iPad. Remember I told you if you save it here, it'll also save to your account if you want. If I hit that all button, it should refresh and pull up if I had any other glogs anywhere else, which I don't. So for right now, I'm just going to leave it on the iPad. So what I'm going to want to do right now, I'm going to create a new landscape glog. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to tap it. And here we go. It gives me a quick little introduction, kind of like a how-to page. So if you look here, this is how I can add new content, and in this content that includes your text, your pictures, your backgrounds, all that kind of stuff. If I want to trash something, I have my trash can up here, so I just have to swipe, move the object whenever I put it on there to the trash can, and it'll delete it. I can double tap on an object to edit it. That includes editing text. I can tap or hold to move it up or down. I can pinch to close the view, or I can shake to preview, or I can use this arrow down here to preview. Preview just means kind of like takes you out of the editing, so you can kind of look at what the finished product is going to look like. When you're ready to start, you just touch the screen anywhere. Now I have this nice blank canvas. I got nothing going on here. It's awesome. So I'm going to start by going up to my plus sign. And it's going to show me all the options I have, all the things that I could add to my log. Okay, so I'm sure you guys can figure out most of these on your own, but I'm going to run through a few of them real quick just to go over the basics. So the first one we have here is text. And the text one, if I type it, I get all these different choices in text that I could add. So I could do just normal heading at the top. I could do paragraph on my next option here, or any of these underneath here. They're all like little blurbs, like little inserts that you can put in there. So if I go to like space and let's say like this one, and then now I can I click the one I like, it's got a check mark by it. Then I click use. And what it's going to do, it's going to put it in my glog. So now if I touch and hold down, I can click and drag it around the screen. If I put 2 fingers on there and spread them out, I can make it bigger, or if I pinch them, I can make it smaller. I can also, if I put 2 fingers on there and kind of spin them left or right, I can rotate it as well. If I want to change what the text says, what the words actually say, if I tap twice on it, I can edit the text. So now I can type in, this was my research project on gorillas. I could type that in, and I could, down here, I could change the text, what the font looks like. I can bold it, italicize it, or underline it. I could change the size of it. I could even change the alignment if I want it to be in the middle. I could link my text to a website, so if I found a really cool website on gorillas, or maybe like a webcam site on gorillas, I could link it there. I could also change the color, and I could scroll up or down to get a ton of color choices, and then I can undo or redo. When I'm done, if I click use up at the top again, now it has the word gorillas in there, and again, I can make it bigger, I can make it smaller, I can move it around to where I want it. So let's say I wanted it right about here. Cool. So there's my text. Graphics within Glogster itself, they have a ton of different pictures that you can pick from to put in there. So there might actually end up being some pictures of your animal in there. So you can use the graphics that are built in if you'd like. Same thing, you go through, you find the one you want. Let's say I want this one of a world. I'm going to click use, and here it is. Okay, same concept. With 1 finger I could drag it around, 2 fingers I can make it bigger or smaller, or rotate it, and I just put it where I want. If I double tap on it, now I could do different things to it. I could duplicate it, I could flip it, I can give it some effects like a shadow. Okay, and I could go in there and mess around with all sorts of stuff in it. So I'll let you guys kind of play with that and figure out what you'd like in there. Alright, my next dot over here is image. So if I go to image, this is where I can take the images that I have or take a photo with my camera to get them into Glogster. If when you go to add an image, and if you go to your camera roll, if the app asks you for access to your photos, if it says Glogster would like to access your photos, you want to click allow. That way Glogster can go into your photos and pull those in, so that way you can use them in your glog. So if I go to my camera roll, it's going to load all the pictures that I've already taken on my camera. So let's say I wanted to take and use a picture of these marshmallows. So there we go, the picture's in there. If I tap on the picture, double tap on it, I have all the different choices that I could do to edit it, to do different effects to it. One cool thing that you guys might like is to add a frame. It has all these different frames in here. Then if I click on a frame category, and then let's say I want to use this one, and then use it, and go back. It's actually put a frame around my picture. Looks kind of cool. Let's say I decide, hey, I don't want this picture on my Glogster anymore. If I want to get rid of it, I just have to take it and I have to drag it towards this trash can in the top right corner, kind of like swipe it that way, and it'll trash it for you. Okay. So we went over text, graphics, image. Text is to put words in there. Graphics are pictures that live within Glogster. Image is using your own pictures that you have on your camera roll that you take with your camera. The wall has to do with your background. Now, your background you can choose as a solid color. You can pick any of the pictures that you might have on your iPad, or there's all these different categories of all different backgrounds that you could choose. So let's say I wanted this one. Click use. And now that is set as my background. Okay, I'd recommend if you're choosing something, if you're going to have a lot of stuff going on, don't make it look too crazy, because we want people to be able to read these glogs, of course. Okay, next option here, we have audio. If I go to audio, you can record audio, and it will also store some audio within Glogster, so you can use your microphone and actually record little audio samples. So I'm going to say OK, and hit record. Say, hello, this is Mr. Walker, and this is my glog. Hit stop. I could play it back if I want to. Okay, I like it. I'm going to use it, and it's actually going to put it in here as this little play icon. So now when people are looking at your glog, if they touch on that play icon, it's going to play whatever you said. So if you want to record audio instead of typing something in, or instead of giving them information, you want them to be able to actually listen to your voice. It's a great way of doing it. Same thing when we come down here to video. You can record video or you can upload videos that you have. Okay, so the same sort of concept works. The web one is also a cool feature because you can go online and find different things from YouTube or Google Images and put them into your glog. For example, my glog that I'm doing right now is on gorillas. So I might want to use Google Images to find an image of a gorilla. So I'm going to type in here, gorilla, hit search, and there we go. And I think this picture right here is going to work. Literally, all I have to do is touch and hold down on the picture, and I slide it right into my glog. And I'm going to click the X here to go back. Now that picture's in there, and I can do all those same things to it. Click it, drag it, rotate it. I can double tap. I can add a frame. I can change the effects, whatever I want to do on there. Okay, so those are some of the features that you might find useful in Glogster. I'm going to show you a couple more things real quick on saving it and on publishing it and all that kind of stuff. When you're done with your glog, if you hit this arrow down here in the corner, it's going to ask you, do you want to preview it? Yeah, we could preview it. Okay, so basically this is what everyone's going to see when you publish your glog. If I touch and tap, nothing's going to happen anymore. Just kind of move stuff around a little bit, but it's not going to let me edit it. If I click play, it's going to play the stuff I recorded. Okay, so this is what people are going to see. From here, I can also go back to edit it, or I can close. And it's going to ask me, do you want to save everything that you've done? Yeah, I want to save it. So it saved it. So here's my glog on gorillas that I just did. It's syncing it, so it's going to be both here on the iPad and on Glogster as well. While I'm looking at this glog, down here, this little eye that's down here, if I touch it, this is where I can go in and I can change my name of it. So I might want to change it from Untitled to Gorillas. I can give it a category or a topic. I can even change the grade level if I want. Right now, since I'm still working on it, I don't want it to be public, and I'm not finished, so I'm going to click Unfinished. Okay? For right now, when we're completely done, we're going to go to public, because in that way we can share it, and I'll do directions on that at a later point. I'm going to click Done. So now my glog is there and it's saved. If I want to go back and work on it some more, all I have to do is wait for it to be done syncing, and then if I click on the pencil up here, it's going to let me go back in, and now I can edit it, change it around, and do things if I need to. So I hope this helps get you guys acquainted with Glogster, and you can start building them for your animal research project or for whatever other project we use it for in the future. All right, have fun.